Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm your host Nazneen, and this is Cyrus.
I'm her driver, Chandu. And we have only two words that we say to each other. She says "Gadi lao" and I say "Haji," right?
Yes, okay. So I'm super excited, and welcome to ParentTown TV. This is the first ever AMA session for India. Yes, sir.
I have a question. You're calling the driver, sir? What an egalitarian setup we have in this country. No, I want to ask you, what is ParentTown?
ParentTown is a revolutionary app. I would call it revolutionary because I think it's a one-of-a-kind app, which my tech team, I'm very proud to say, has developed. And it's like the one-stop shop for all your parenting questions.
So now it sounds like I plugged this, the way I set it up, the question, which I didn't. I actually asked, yeah. Sorry to interrupt you.
Okay. So, yes, Cyrus. So, we have a lot of questions today. People are going to ask you everything about parenting because you're here on ParentTown as a dad.
All Indian children aren't mine. Maybe a few states have overdone it, but not all, please. For example, Chhattisgarh, I don't have a single child. And I know for a fact, because I've never been there. Just a mix. Oh, but the girl can travel. The mother can. You're right. Maybe. Who knows? Go ahead, ask.
Okay, so tell me, before we start this, what's your take on parenting? You've been a parent for what right now? 10 years?
13 years. My son is 13, but he behaves like he's 46. He started calling me all kinds of names. The nicest is grizzly bear. I don't know why. I don't look like a bear. I have no hair anyway. Not that we should get into that. But yeah, I've been a parent too long. It's an abysmal thing. I absolutely dislike it. The thing I hate most is school functions. As you become a parent, you'll understand these are, oh God. Because the thing is, everybody makes, supposing you're interviewing some really great leader like Nelson Mandela on the same day, because that's your real job and it's supposed to be done, your wife and all her friends will think it's more important at 8 o'clock in the morning to be there to watch 7 stupid children clap and dance to How Blue Is Their Rainbow. I don't want to do this anymore. Please take the functions away. I beg you, no more functions. This puts too much pressure on the father. Or whoever's the earning member, which in some cases is the mother as well. Now let's just be open about that. Yeah.
Wow. So I think actually he's answered the first question which we have today from Smita, who's saying that how do you rate parenting on a scale of 1 to 5?
Oh, sorry, got scared there. How do I do it?
Rate parenting on a scale of 1 to 5.
No, it's a tough job. You know, I think some people are naturals at it. Like my wife is a really good parent, terrible wife. I don't mind playing with the children for 15 minutes, but I remember those old Hollywood actors who used to, they'd have nannies and then the kid would be brought to say goodnight. That's so lovely. What a lovely culture. You don't see the kid at all and then, and the kid comes and, good night, daddy. Good night, boom, gone. But I guess you can't do that anymore. Now you have to pick and drop, you have to wait. Get your own life. We're cavemen. Give us some time away from everything. Please stop all that. I hate talking to other parents. I don't know why they do that. It's not like drinking or smoking where at least you bond. What's the point here? There's no point. Your kid is ugly in my eyes, my kid is ugly in your eyes. At a school function, I have to sit through your kid just to see my kid, and you do the same thing. That's the truth. So let's tell the truth. Let's have separate schools, 1 kid per school. That way we won't have to bother with all these people. It's a fantasy, an utopia, but maybe one day.
Okay, for those who still haven't logged in, log into ParentTown.com, ParentTown TV, and still ask me your questions for Cyrus. Cyrus is here today to answer all those parenting questions because he loves it.
And to be honest, I was a parent by accident. I wasn't even paying attention. Next thing I know, I have a child. And unfortunately, it looks like my father, so there must be some connection.
Okay. Next question is by Mom Avantika. She said,
that sounded terrible.
are you a better parent or are you a better husband now?
I'm a terrible husband. I've never even worked at that at all. I've never even understood the concept of marriage. Especially since I still live at home with my parents who haven't understood the concept themselves. So no, I'm not a good husband. But I think I'm an average father. I won't say I'm below average.
That's nice.
Because there are many days we don't work. So then, you spend time with the kids. Forced to. And the good thing is that I've tried to inculcate all my values on the children. Values such as eat meat 4 times a day and be kind to animals and spit at human beings. And for example, my father, while driving, if a stray dog passes in a crowded road, will go, "Su courage, dikra, stop. Ja, dikra, ja, sta. But if a man dare come in the way of his car, he goes, "Bye." Can I say that? I've already said that. And abuses in very chaste Gujarati, words which I shouldn't have mentioned, but the truth. Parsi. That's actually a very friendly way of talking in Gujarati. Anyway, so he abuses the human being. So they've inculcated all those good qualities.
That's good.
So we don't even hit flies. Okay. Although we eat meat, so then it's paradox.
So Dad, Siddharth asks, why don't we see pics of your kids on the internet? Like why?
The Aesop fable about the crows and I can't remember the bird. I think it's the owls. And the owls are left alone, the owlets are left alone, and the owl tells the eagle, just guard my owlets so nobody kills them and all that. And then the eagle flying around sees these really ugly birds and he eats them all up because he can't believe that they were the owl's kids. So, it's difficult to explain, but let them grow a little more. My wife actually likes to keep them away from all this as far as possible. I don't know, she's got all kinds of issues. I've read Mussolini's biography, and there's so much commonality, except she doesn't speak Italian. But really, there is a bit of fascist, Lovely woman from a distance, very pretty still, but God, it's scary. My kids, I think my son is just trying to find his own identity, like Erik Erikson's Man's Search for Meaning. He's at that age, so I think he wants to go away from me. Because I'm a slightly loud, as you can tell, personality, so he's pushing away and finding his own space. My daughter still, listens to the Beatles and all that, so she's with me. Let's see how long that lasts. The other day I saw her looking at Madonna. I nearly broke the computer screen. Oh, put my foot down, man. Music ends in 1969. No pun intended.
Wow. Coming to that, we have a question from Cheryl Mum who says...
Cheryl Mamu?
Cheryl Mum.
Cheryl Mum.
Cheryl Mum.
Yes, this is egalitarianism again. Cheryl Mamu. Sorry.
Okay, so Cheryl has a question.
Yeah.
How do you control your kids watching adult content on television? Do you control them?
Honestly, the biggest problem we have is that all of us use bad language, as you may or may not have noticed. And all the time, my good friend Kunal Vijayakar, who's their godfather, he uses the F word like Rajneesh in his sermons for no reason. Like, why is the water so F hot? It's just not even angry. So by the age of 3, both my kids can, curse like sailors. So that's already gone. About the adult content, I've been arguing with my wife that if we do this and put this lock on the comp and do this and that and whatever with the TV, at the end of the day, there are other comps, there are other people, there are older kids. You can't stop the media bashing. So what I'm trying to do is just tell them, look, sex is not such a big deal. Try and explain it to them. They sort of understood. I'm more worried about the violence because my son gets really upset if somebody gets stabbed more than 25 times, which I think happens in every second Hindi film.
Okay.
Unfortunately, not to the director, because that would have solved the whole problem in the first place. But so the violence involved from the sex thing, I think I've sort of dealt with, and we're quite a openly affectionate family. Like my wife kicks me in the knee in front of them and all that if she's angry. So in that sense, that part I'm not so worried about. We're not going to be very prudish there. But the violence and then right wing, I'm so worried about this whole rise of the Taliban and all that because it's right wing information from all sides that comes in and kids are left alone. So I think you should just remove the computer. But you can't do anything because somebody else will get access to it. So just hope. Start drinking early if you're a parent.
Okay, for those who still haven't tuned in, you're really missing something. So quickly tune into ParentTown.com and catch more inputs from Cyrus.
I think I'm more like an out-of-towner in ParentTown. I'm one of those visiting faculty who they call like the Olympics once in 4 years.
Okay, now this question is from Divya Sharma for the Parsi community, our community.
But why is Divya asking? She must be like a Parsi man. But that's,
Okay, she says that any suggestions for the Parsi community on how to quickly multiply?
Well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? But I think from the last census was 60,000. Was that just Mumbai?
I think it was just Mumbai.
So now 60,000, if you look at the pool, just do maths, just a basic maths. You look at the pool and you say, so women between 20 and say 45 or men between say 20 and 60 with the pills. If they try to multiply, will be how much? Say 25,000 of that total? No, the numbers are just against us. That's the fact. We've got to face the fact. So it's going to be tough. There are all kinds of schemes out there. The Panchayat is offering third onwards free, I think, if I remember correctly. Geo-Parsi scheme is in thing. But it's a small community and it's a tough one. But I worry about the tiger first. I feel the tiger's even less.
No? We are less.
Tigers are only 2,800 and tigers are so sweet.
How do you say that? And by the way, today is Parsi New Year, Cyrus.
Today's Parsi New Year?
Yeah, 17th August.
What about the tiger? Happy Parsi New Year.
Happy Parsi New Year. To everybody else also.
Listen, my question is that if you have suggestions to help the Parsis, including unorthodox suggestions, because at some point you'll get more desperate in the situation, please send them in. Because I think everybody's tearing their head trying to figure out how to do this, and it's not that easy. You can't force. Look, I've had dogs and animals all my life. You can't force people to mate. I don't mean it in a bad way. What I mean is you just can't force that to happen. So you've got to think a little bit out of the box.
Okay. Thinking out of the box, Mom Hina has a question for you saying, how do you manage your how do you manage your kids when your wife is not there?
No, it's not like that. I manage the kids and I use a foolproof system and I recommend it to all of you. It's called the television. All you got to do is put it on, give them the remote and then you do your thing. And believe me, if you have 2 kids, 2 televisions. Tell your parents to read. They're old enough to understand if you're living in a joint family. Me personally, I have lots of love for televisions and computers up to a point because they give you some free time. Otherwise, especially when there's an age difference, you're just playing referee. My son keeps teasing my daughter who resorts by hitting him. Sometimes she wins and so it's embarrassing for all of us. So, frankly speaking, if you can find a way to distract them, distract them. Having said that, too much TV is not a good thing. I don't really believe that, but whatever.
Okay. So Ekta has a question for you saying that is your sense of humor hereditary or you've just kind of developed it? Like how did you just
Tell her to
this?
come and live in my family, she'll get a sense of humor or kill herself. There's no other way out. It's not funny. My dad wears a lungi. He's got a nerve issue right now. So by the time he gets his hands back to the lungi, this come to the floor. You know, and he's 80 almost. My mother keeps coloring her hair. She's the same age. Every day she comes back, my daughter says, who's this lady? I'm like, I don't know. When did this happen? Okay, so she's got that problem going. My wife is always hostile. She comes in and says, why is the dog on the bed? I'm like, but I just came home and the dog's on the bed. I mean, why am I, taking the blow for everything? And then, I've got a lady who works in the house who has this very strong accent and talks like this. Kya, kyo? And just tries to dominate you as well. So except for me and my dog who's called Mary, everybody else seems to be off their rocker. I don't let me start about the kids.
Okay. So now given that...
Can you tell me about my son?
Yeah.
My son follows Liverpool. Liverpool haven't won a match in 4,000 years. He's the only guy in his school who likes Liverpool. Then 90% Man U, 10% Chelsea, 2 people in Everton, and 1 guy, Mohan Bagan. He's a Bengali guy. The point is that he's the only Liverpool guy who comes back with black eyes. It's just ridiculous. I'm saying, change the team. No! Never! Because it's like me supporting India in the 70s.
Okay. Can I finish laughing?
Yeah, finish laughing.
Okay. We have another question from Avinash. He says that considering you're a fun person and your kids are like obviously when they go out, they're like, okay, your dad is like this fun guy. Do they take you seriously, Cyrus?
No, there's no respect, if that's your question. There's no respect at all. There's no hope now. If you're a permissive parent, please remember your kids are going to walk over you by the age of 10. The good thing is their personalities will open and all that, but if they turn out to be like leader of the Third Reich or something, don't blame me. But on the other hand, I mean, democracy has its pitfalls. You should know that. Yeah, but no, they don't respect me. But that's all comes down from the mother and my parents. Nobody's nice.
Okay, this is going to be live and she will watch it, I think.
She's running somewhere in Ladakh.
Okay.
She's a runner. Runs but actually comes back also. So.
Okay, so Seema has a question saying, what is, for today's young parents, what is that one advice you would want to give them?
Don't have another child. I mean, 1 or 2 or whatever you have, stop there firstly. Not just because of population, but I really feel that in our segment, the parents are working so hard and just sort of delegate everything to their so-called staff. So I feel quite bad because of the birthday parties, since I'm an out-of-work actor, when my kids were younger, I'd be the only man firstly, then I'd be with 12 maids, and then 3 mothers who would ignore me and talk in one corner, and then the birthday mother who would be nice to me but in a patronizing way, like you are to the right to education thing. Poor kids put with rich kids, so come and talk to me for 2 minutes, like, yeah, okay, would you like a beer, something different? And I'll sit there with my 12 maid friends, and then they all bring these lunches for us, vegetarian of course, and the 12 boxes would be given and me and the maids would eat. So I just think that many parents shun their social responsibility with the child sometimes. It would be nice if they could come out. Although I don't mind being a maid, there's not much money in that.
Okay. Okay, Seema has a question. What's your...
She's already asked a question.
There are many Seemas.
What the hell?
So Seema has a question for you saying that what's your parenting horror story? If there's a horror story on parenting.
Oh God. Horror story is potty in public. Oh man, and I'm not good with that. I know I'm a type of father, my foot, it's never fun. Alright, in a public place and you're sweating, oh God. It happened to us at the airport once, and my wife was already in Hyderabad and I was alone with my daughter and son, and what a struggle. My son refused to help. You know how Indian males are. Their idea of helping is like, yeah, she's dirty. And then after that it's me and my daughter and find a toilet in the airport. That's like 4 hours away. In Mumbai airport, everything is 4 hours away, flights are shorter. Oh, that was a horror story. And then again, the thing about can I take her to the boys thing because she's only 2 or whatever, and that other fear that you're taking the girl into the boys thing, or you have to go to the girls thing, which at that point I didn't want to do in any case. We were more embarrassed by women than men. Men are dirty by nature, so we don't really care. But women would be like horrified. Where's the mother? Look at this uncle. What's he doing? Yeah, so there are many other stories. There was a lovely story when my mother-in-law, actually, my father-in-law passed away, and she came back from the States, and we had to fetch her. My son was just 6 or 7 at that time, and the one thing I used to do with him was have a bath. That I thought was the manly thing to do, because I taught him how to spit in a bath, swallow water, spit on each other, those kind of things, those fun things. And so that's the fun thing we did. Everything else the mom took over. So while driving, and because obviously everybody's sad, and he's picked up what's happened and all that, So he tells my mother-in-law, who's stone-faced, ashen-faced like that, he tells her, Nani, don't worry, if you're feeling bad, Dada will give you a bath. I was driving, I was like, oh God, man. She was 74 at that time, so, oh, I'm sweating now thinking about it.
Okay. So how did you propose to your wife, Cyrus?
See, if you watch TNT wrestling, there's a thing called the choke slam. So basically, that's what she did to me. And it puts a lot of strain on this area of your neck. And I'm not one who has much of a courage bone, you know. So I'm the kind of guy who gives up before the thing happens, generally. So there was no question. She said, either you get married or else. And then I didn't know what to do. I can't say no. I've got that, I can't say no gene. So I just had to run away. Couldn't run away, we got married. But it's quite a romantic story in its own, but she'll have to tell you.
Okay. So here we're taking our last question for the day. What are 3 things that your kids have taught you? Or what have you learned? 3 things from your kids.
That now I can't walk around naked because my daughter is now 9. I did it till she was 5. Then they just said, that's it. The second thing I've noticed is if you say anything, so family sort of conversation, you have to edit it. Because you never know what they've taken and what they'll absolutely tell the wrong people.
Right.
It's happened so many times. I think my son does it purposely. He's just so sharp. He's got the sharp Broacha brain. He just picks it up and says, now I'm going to destroy my father. And boom, it'll go to that person.
Wow.
So you have to be very careful. Kids can be like little terrorists. Don't think they're lovely. They're not lovely. They're very painful people. They're like hemorrhoids but are walking all over the place. So be careful of children. I'm telling you, don't overlove them. Love them, don't underlove them either. That's terrible. I hate seeing that actually. See that a little bit. Distance, father and child. You can see it immediately. When the child goes straight to the maid and thinks the maid is the father. The mother is always accepted even if she does no work. But you be careful. You lose to the driver or the maid. So be careful, fathers. Give them a little time. But don't give them too much time. It'll end up like me. God, my son says, don't come to the football match. Don't drop me to the birthday. Don't come to the school and drop me. Drop me at the corner. He's so ashamed. And he's only 13. What's going to happen later? I'm wearing a mask. This is why I saw 9 Phantom. What the hell?
Wow. So I guess parenting is definitely a big deal.
Huge.
Definitely, and we're hearing it right from Cyrus.
Yes.
But I think, when you have humor in life, I think life just goes on and everything which is like difficult gets easier. Come on, Cyrus.
See, the famous Persian poet Firdausi put it very succinctly when he wrote a very nice couplet which in Farsi, which I'll translate vaguely, which is very simply put that 2 minutes of pleasure and a lifetime of pain. So you think about it before you have a child.
Okay, sir.
This is the Iranian way. Not other cultures may take 3 minutes. I don't know. I mean, I haven't really been around like that. Ecuador, I'm told 9 minutes. So whatever, to each their own.
Okay, guys. So if you have any more questions, you can send it to us at ParentTown TV, and Cyrus will answer them for you. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day. And yes, Cyrus has to say something.
Just because they're talkative doesn't mean they're my child. So don't send me any legal notices. I'm not interested. Sometimes when I drink, Nazneen, things happen.
Okay guys, so send in your questions and the 5 best questions picked up by Cyrus win a ParentTown goodie bag.
With nothing inside.
No!
Oh, it's
So
lovely.
It's got a cute pillow.
Oh, that's my child! What are you doing? It's my baby!
Okay, so write into us, don't forget.
Can I see that pillow or you don't want to reveal it?
Yeah, you can see it. And a mug signed by Cyrus himself. So
It's a teddy bear with the pillow as a body. As an animal activist, I'm going to the polls. You don't even want the kids, leave my bears alone. How sweet. What's his name?
Mug?
Yeah, but I like this guy. It's a little unmacho, but you're a child.
yeah, it's a goodie bag. And there is bib as well. And there are socks as well.
For kids, no?
Yeah.
Okay, I've signed my mug. I like your branding, no? Pretty professional compared to us. My God, if we'll have 17 people, then they won't find the camera, then they won't find the lens, they won't find this.
Okay. So thank you so much and have a great day and see you again with our next AMI session soon.